Hi, it's Jodi. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'll be making chicken barley soup for you. This chicken barley soup is so easy to make and it's really super delicious as well. First we're going to start with a big stock pot. I've got some chicken stock I'm making on the back burner here. I've got boiling just to show you before we get started with our chicken barley soup. I've just got a few chicken carcasses in here, a couple of stalks of celery, 2 onions, there's maybe 3 carrots in here, a couple of bay leaves, and it's been simmering for a couple of hours. Okay, so we'll just let that simmer there I'm going to be making some chicken noodle soup with this one. But for our chicken barley soup, we've got a big stock pot. I've put 8 liters of water in here. And instead of the chicken carcasses, I've got 6 chicken leg quarters, okay, that I've put in whole. So into this pot now, I'm going to put 2 bay leaves, okay. I've got 3 cloves of garlic. I'll just slice them in half because this is going to be cooking for a few hours, so that'll all break down. Into the pot, I've got pearl barley, which we're going to put 1.5 cups. No more than that. You'll see why. It'll really thicken up. So 1.5 cups of pearl barley right into the pot. And as well into the pot, I've got 4 chopped carrots that are peeled and 4 onions that I've just a big uneven chop. So for the carrots, I kind of like to cut them like this into small chunks. I like them kind of a rustic, uneven kind of a chop. Okay, so just like so. Because they're going to be cooking for a few hours, it'll take them a while to break down. Okay, so there. And then I've got our 4 onions, so we just cut in half. Take out our stem like that. And then just cut just like that. Okay. To big chop. And now to the stock pot. Just watch when you're adding everything. You don't want it to overflow on you. You're going to see this is really, the water's going to evaporate and you'll have more room in a little bit. So there you go. That's why we need to have a big enough pot. So there you go. We've got our everything in the stock pot. Now we're going to before we do that, we're going to put in a teaspoon of salt. Actually, no, we'll put 2 teaspoons of salt in. And probably say 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Okay, we'll just give that a shake. There, just stir it just a little bit. It's on high heat now. We'll bring this to a boil, and as soon as it goes to a boil, we'll turn it down to a simmer. Okay, I'll show you when we get there. Okay, we're back. The soup has come to a boil now. See on the top of the soup, we've got this foam, this gray foam. This is the scum, the protein from the chicken that comes as it comes to a boil. You want to get rid of this, okay? It's not appetizing. It'll make your soup cloudy if you've got a clear soup. So we just go with a ladle like so, not taking too much of the liquid with it, and just move your ladle around the top of the soup, getting rid of it. See how it goes into the ladle? And just dump that out, okay? So you keep doing this until you get rid of all of it. Just go around, look at that. See? It's easy. And this too, You go over the top of your soup if there's any fat that raises to the surface, and you get rid of it the exact same way, okay? So there we go. We're just getting rid of that foam. There you go. Try not to get too many of the onions in there with it. Okay, so there, now we've taken all of that foam, that gray foam off the top of our soup, along with some of the fat that's rising to the top, okay? There we go. Because that foam, that gray foam, is really all the impurities from the chicken. So you don't want that going through your soup, okay? Nor do you want a lot of the fat from the chicken. So there, just give it a little stir. Now we're going to leave the soup for about an hour we want an active simmer. We want a little bit of action happening there. We don't want a rolling boil. We want an active simmer. So we're gonna leave that now for an hour. Then we'll be back and I'll show you how to proceed with the soup from there, okay? Okay, so we're back here at the soup now. It's been cooking for an hour. And look how nice and thick it's turned from the barley. Look at that. Our chicken is cooked through. So now I've started to take it out. We'll just put it onto a sheet pan so that it can cool a little bit so that it allows us to pull the chicken off the bone. Okay, so we'll just take it all out like that. Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have them all? Yes, I do. There we go. So, oops. See if there's any, oh boy. See if anything has gotten loose from me. Any bones? No, there we go. Okay. See how much it's evaporated as it's boiled down? Okay, so there we go. We'll just turn this on to a medium heat now. We'll put the chicken aside to cool. When it's cool enough to handle, you'll take it off the bone and then that chicken will go back into the soup at the end. In the meantime, I'm going to taste our soup. Just wait, we'll turn it down a little bit. Taste our soup and see the flavor. This way. Good. At this point, it's nice, but it's very mild. I like my soup to be just a little bit more flavorful with the chicken. So at this point, I'll add chicken bouillon cubes. Now for this amount here, we'll start off with, say, 2 cubes. Okay, we'll let that dissolve and then we'll give it a little taste. You don't want to put too much in all at once because it's easier to add than to take away. Okay, we'll just let that dissolve. In the meantime, I've got, say, 2 cups of frozen peas that we'll add at this point. If you don't like peas, don't add them. Okay, so we'll add our peas. We just happen to like peas, so I tend to put a little bit extra in. I've got 1 carrot that I've grated that we'll add. There we go. Also, I've got 2 stalks of celery that I've chopped up. We'll add that. Remember, if there's a vegetable here that you don't like, you don't have to add it. Okay, we'll just give that a stir. And now to this, I will add, there's about a cup of chopped fresh parsley. Not the dry one, the fresh. Okay, so we'll just add all that. We'll turn this up to high heat, bring it to a boil, and then bring it down a little bit. I'll give this a little taste. Just a second. Okay. There we go. Oh, that tastes just about right. We don't need any more salt because there's salt in the bouillon cubes. I'm just gonna add a little bit of pepper to this. Okay, we're gonna let this just come to a little bit of a simmer to cook our peas. I'll go and take the chicken off the bone and then we'll be back to just finish it all up. Okay, so our soup is bubbling away. I've taken all the chicken off the bone. Isn't that a lot? And now we'll just add it to the soup. Just like that. And there you go. See, I told you it was easy. A nice hearty pot of chicken barley soup. Now go ahead, have this for dinner tonight. You can portion it into single portion containers and freeze it, or put it into a Tupperware container, put it in the freezer and have it for a later meal. Enjoy.